All righty. Good evening, everybody. I'll try and get through this pretty quickly. I have some dates I'll leave with you I think are important for you to hear. But I do want to say that I've met with several high school students in the last couple of weeks here at the central level just to bring students together, because what I've heard from quite a few students, especially high school students, is unity and bringing our students together as one. I heard that in a resounding way. We met here with about 45 to 50 high school students about 2 weeks ago now to talk specifically about what had happened at Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida back in February, on February 14. And just gave students an opportunity to express their voices and to talk about what was in their heads, what was on their minds and their hearts. And it was powerful to hear our students express themselves in the ways that they did. And after that, I personally went to each of the high schools and sat with students in the libraries or whatever space that was available for us to have even more discussion. And then this past Monday night, I had my regular parent advisory / student advisory meeting here as well at the central office. And I can tell you that our students are amazing young people. Who have voices that they want to be heard, and everybody doesn't express themselves the same way. And one of the things I think was really powerful about it is that, we don't always have to agree on everything, right? And one of the issues that came out at all the schools, and Kendrick, a student at McClure, made a very powerful statement. He said, what happened in Florida was a manifestation of something deeper. And he said relationships and the hard times that we have as people in this country with our relationships. And he said, especially black folks and white folks. He said, we are divided more than we're together, and we don't need to be, we shouldn't be. And he said, and it happens in our school too. And he said, he was so eloquent because this is what he said that really, got to me. He said, as students, we are so worried about, folks talking about snitching and not telling or saying something when something's wrong, and we are risking our safety when we do that. And many other students who echoed his sentiments. It's really important for us to begin having this conversation as a country about race and class, because we're really more alike than we're different. But we look at each other and we divide ourselves because of the color of our skin, where in fact there's a lot more behind that. And to see children, babes out of the mouth of babes, I tell you, it was some powerful conversations. And so I'm proud to not only be superintendent, but a daddy here of children who believe strongly about what they believe, and then we giving them the platform to have their voices heard. And the last thing I'll say about that is, Rami comes to my mind, who's a student at North, and he was talking about his experience with Carol Daniel on KMOX. She had a radio show that they had about 5 or 6 students from various high schools. And he had a view about gun control. And what came out of it was, we don't always have to agree. His statement was, guns don't kill people, people kill people. And that drew a lot of emotion, right, in both ways. And one of the things I said was, guess what? It's okay for him to have his opinion about his beliefs and you to have yours about your beliefs, whether you agree or disagree. And it's okay to disagree, right? And I believe that I may not agree with you, but I always defend your right to say it, right? And we always try to be respectful in that process. And so with that, today our walkouts were peaceful. Several of our high schools had students to express themselves, their voice through their feet and their actions. And I don't know of any incidences that happened that was anything other than peaceful. And so I can tell you that I'm proud of our children, and I hope that you are too. And we just ask that you continue to support what's going on with them growing to be adults. A couple of other things. Terry O'Neill and Dan Bierman and Larry LaRue and many others are working hard. We have an operations meeting we have every week. We had to postpone the one today, and we're going to have it in the morning. But they are working diligently on safety and our safety plan, not only looking at our safety plan and making sure that it's pretty tight, but also thinking about and hearing from what our students said, what do I do if something happens in our own community? And I think education is the best thing that we can do as a district, is to arm our students with the knowledge and empower them to act in ways that can keep our community and our schools safe. So they're working on a safety plan that I'm very proud of, and we'll be doing some things in our schools over the next few weeks to show the community how important it is to not only us, but also to our children. So the STAR program, I just want to say a word about that. We presented that already, but this is an effort to deal with some of the discipline issues in our schools. But that's something I've heard since I've been here, is discipline. And so we've been responding to that. And, we have to move at the speed of humans, right? And that's not fast. I wish it were. And sometimes when you bite the elephant, it's tough. But the STAR program is specifically to be able to give students who've gotten suspended another place to go other than being at home with us, and we begin to restore the broken relationships maybe that have occurred. And I know Metropolitan Congregations United they believe in that, I know, and so that was another way to respond to some of the things we've heard in our community. A couple of dates, if you are a parent of a child who's a senior in high school, February 1st was the deadline for the FAFSA form. However, that was for early consideration. The final deadline is April 1st at midnight. Okay? So if you have a child or know somebody in your neighborhood or family who has not completed their free financial aid form, and everybody has to do that, even if you can pay for tuition without needing any assistance, you need to submit that form. And those dollars will be given out from the federal government on a first come, first served basis, actually, right? So please make sure if you're a student or a student has not done that yet. I know the high school principals have been working, and the counselors diligently getting that done. But I wanted to say it in here, so maybe if there's a person or a student or a child who hasn't done that yet, that you send that message to them from us. Please get that done by April 1st, midnight. So finally, I'll say that, a lot of work has been done on preparing for restructuring. And we will be presenting on 3 different dates. So get these dates if you would, and I'm also going to give you the website address specifically so that you can go to it and get more information, because time won't give me the opportunity to say it all. But if you go to www.thirdfloor.org/strong, STRONG. If you go there, it'll take you directly to a page that shows you the 3 dates. There's several things that we're going to do, but we have 3 dates that are already scheduled. April 9, in a couple of weeks, and that's going to be at McClure High School. April 16th is going to be at MSB, and April 23rd is going to be at McClure North. We're going to be meeting at the high schools with the communities that feed into that high school. Anybody can come to any of those. So if you want to come to all 3 of them, we welcome you to do that. And we'll be presenting the charge that the board has given the administration to go forward with, presenting to the community on 3 options that we'll talk about potentially for restructuring our district. And we'll go deep there around our pre-K all the way through our high schools. And to me, it's really exciting. And I just encourage you to come, know some of the questions, even the class size and all those kinds of things. Looking at our fiscal responsibility. I mean, we've considered a lot of stuff. Our building assessment system, we met with them. We'll have some science to help guide that and those decisions. But please come on April 9 at McClure, or April 16 at MSB, or also on April 23rd at McClure North. And each of those meetings is from 6:30 until 7:30 p.m. But we'll stay as long as you need us to. If you have questions, we'll try to answer those. So that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much.